Aloha everyone. It is May 9th around 4 p.m. in the afternoon. I just wanted to do a quick update, and a lot has happened since the last time as usual. And I wanted to say first and foremost, happy belated Mother's Day to all of you who were able to see Mother's Day and share that. Even if you don't have biological children, a lot of you are mothers to so many people in spiritual ways, and being there for other people as a mentor. I've been blessed by so many of you who are mothers, and those of you who have been mother figures to me, so thank you. This past Saturday was actually my 40th birthday, so I'm grateful that I got to make it to 40, and that's in part because of you. I definitely see me making the year 40 a big deal, and I know that by the grace of God, I was able to get up and be grateful that so many of you extended your hands, your feet, your heart towards me in love and support. At this moment, I'm struggling a little bit because I had 2 appointments today at the dentist to address a crown. So my face is still a little numb and my mouth is really sore, but I haven't been contacting a lot of people because it's been overwhelming and there's been a lot going on. So I just decided that even though it hurts right now, I'm gonna just try to address some of the questions and concerns that you've had, regarding the past couple of weeks. Since my last video, I did see a new gynecologic oncologist. She's awesome. She's wonderful. She's very pragmatic as well. So she let me know that, although we're hoping for a healing, especially me, I do need to get my affairs in order. And, statistically, stage 4 of the cancer that I have is 6 months to a 4-year prognosis. And so she says 6 months, and my previous doctor was like 2 years. And of course, we know, yes, God is a healer. Jesus is the great physician. So I'm still clinging to the hope of healing, but I am seeking something called palliative care, where I'm getting, things like pain management, or I will be getting things like pain management and assistance if I need the assistance to help me with things like, maybe preparing food, or if I do get to the point where it's difficult to go to the restroom on my own or something like that. It wouldn't be like a everyday thing necessarily, just a few times a week. So that's what's happening there. I was in the emergency room about 2 weeks ago. Some of you know about that. I was there because I had some pain for days, and it was in my abdominal groin area, and it was like radiating upward, like under my rib cage. And I was like, well, it's not on my right side, right? That's where your appendix is. So I looked into that, and it was on my left side. So I was like, okay, well, at least it's not my appendix. But it turned out that I had a hemorrhagic cyst on my ovary, which is basically a bleeding cyst. And so though I had a hysterectomy, I still was able to keep my ovaries, which is good hormonally, but because the area is dealing with inflammation and cancer, it's kind of nurturing environment in that region for things like cysts. But they didn't have to do surgery. It hadn't twisted, it hadn't ruptured to the point of, causing major damage. It was just, I needed some serious meds. So I was there in the ER from 3 p.m. to 1 a.m. in the morning, and they were really good to me. Um, I have days where I have lots of energy, and the day after I was at the ER, I was good. Like my aunt, she had prayed for me like hardcore, and I'm telling you, those meds and that combination of prayer, like, they were a serious duo, because the next day you wouldn't have known that I had been in the ER writhing with pain. Oh, it was a little embarrassing at one point, uh, but it was fine. I turned out okay, and I am in pain most days in my joints. My spine is showing, changes, and my tailbone and things like that are often sore. Um, but I'm moving around, and I'm gonna move around until I can't. And I'm looking into vitamin C infusions as recommended by my nurse practitioner. However, she gave me the impression the insurance would cover it, but she didn't, and she wasn't able to confirm that, and I was really hopeful about that, and I still am, except it's just there's so much paperwork, and you have to stalk people to make you a priority, and I'm getting to the point where you know there are days when I just don't have that energy to make sure people are doing their best on my behalf. So I do have a care coordinator and other people involved, and sometimes it's hard managing all of those individuals in terms of making sure that they're doing what I'm asking them to do, and I'm giving them information that they need to help me. um, but things are getting done. I have what I need at this moment, thank you all so much. um, and I'm making arrangements for other things even as I work toward that healing. I still have to do what I have to do. So the day before my birthday, I went to uh, the nurse practitioner who is my primary care provider, and we filled out a shorter version of my advanced medical directive, which is basically a resuscitation form, or do not resuscitate, depending on the extent of damage if I do have an emergency. And so that was interesting. She explained a lot of things to me and helped me to fill that out. Um, I have been struggling with things like sleep, and I do have mask face from wearing my mask all the time, because even though the mask mandates have been lifted, I don't even want anybody to give me the cold or a flu. So I do enjoy my time outside, and I've been socializing as much as possible when I feel well. I overextended myself making all these plans for my 40th birthday, and I realized that all I needed to do was be still and be grateful to God that I had another year of life. And when I stopped running around trying to do stuff that I felt I needed to do to celebrate 40, I had more peace. And then there's that trust that comes from knowing that though tomorrow isn't promised, we have to really you know, give God the freedom to be God, and trust Him for our daily bread. Trust Him for that manna, and not try to hold on to everything for the next day. And I was trying so hard the whole week to make plans for my big day, and all I did really was exhaust myself. And I mean, I got a haircut, but even this was something that wasn't a plan. I was trying to cultivate my little afro, and the barber couldn't understand what I was trying to articulate or do what I was trying to articulate. I was like, you know what, just go low and make it look nice and clean. And it's hair, it will grow. But it was just little things like that that helped me to step back and say, I'm trying to do so much. I need to be still. I was being a Martha at times, trying to do all these other things that I even thought were really godly at times this past week. But I needed to be a Mary, and when I did, on my birthday, I was like, you know what? Forget it. You're not going to do all those plans you thought you were going to do. You're going to take time and you're going to spend that time in worship and praise with, with God, the lover of your soul. And when I did that, I felt at peace, I felt good, I felt grateful, I felt mindful of the things that are most important. So this life is great in some ways, and in other ways it's not so great. It's not the end all. And I think that I was able to even hear God's heart in that I need to pursue him as the healer before I can pursue him as, just the one who gives me what I want, and it's important to pursue the healer, not the healing. And I think the healing will come in the shape that it's supposed to come as I surrender parts of myself and parts of my life that I'm really struggling to hold on to. And I think this cancer has just brought a lot of that to the surface. But I'm grateful and appreciative of, so many people wanting me to do this treatment, do that treatment, do this, do that. And I'm like, I'm falling apart some days, but I feel like I'm where I need to be. And Hawaii is a good place to fall apart. It's also a good place for healing and renewal. And it's the place I believe I'm supposed to be right now. So until God calls me home, I'm going to do what I can and make the most of my time and, keep going about life as normal as much as possible. I have another tooth that has to be addressed this week. It's got to get done because, I have lost some weight. And for those of you who know me well, I'm not a fan of being skinny. But I've been skinny all my life. And my average weight had been around 114, 115. And it's gone from, that to a low of 106 to like a high of 111. And currently I'm about 107. My ideal weight would be maybe 120, 125. The highest I've ever been has been 123 that I can recall, and that's when I had a uterus and a cancerous tumor and a little baby bump, but it wasn't a baby. So that was an interesting experience. The highlight of my weight was because of cancer. Darn it. So anyway, God is still faithful, still good, and I'm in pain. So I'm going to get off of this very lengthy video, but I did want to let you know that no matter what I'm experiencing, you're the reason why I know that God is good. And though I may not reach out to all of you for different reasons at different times, I do know that I wouldn't have gotten this far without you. So thank you again, and thank you for allowing me to celebrate my 40th year with gratitude. So God bless you and mahalo, and I will make another video probably in a few more weeks with more information. All right, love you. Bye.